A disturbing thing happened last month. Sachin Tendulkar, the most unapproachable personage in cricket, was suddenly eager to be interviewed. Tendulkar is currently promoting a documentary film called Sachin: A Billion Dreams. At moments like these, the talent often finds itself wheeled out, grudgingly, for a 10-minute round-table cliché-fest. This was different though. This time Tendulkar was jarringly up for it. Not only was he available, Sachin seemed to have picked me out specifically to interview him, insisting above all on this detail. Yes, his people confirmed, Sachin is available for an exclusive one-on-one. How much time did I need? Where would be convenient? Sachin is flexible. Just say the word. Naturally, this was quite upsetting and I immediately felt both protective and nostalgic. For as long as I can remember, simply asking to see Sachin in person would have elicited the same response, a burst of disbelieving laughter down the phone, as Patrick Bateman calling Dorsia and demanding a table for two the same night. And rightly so. Nobody wants an available, human-scale Sachin. He's a part of the firmament, out there, not down here. He's like Nigel Tufnell's collection of guitars in Spinal Tap. You don't even look at Sachin. Happily, before long the world began to right itself. A few days later an email arrived from a more terse-sounding Sachin affiliate explaining he would be available only on the phone. This was more like it. Doors were closing, velveteen VIP ropes being hastily re-erected. Relieved, a little tearful, mainly I was just happy for Sachin. A week later confirmation came that Sachin wouldn't even be on the phone. He would now be interviewed only by email, an alist ruse that presumably involves a PA or a scribe, or an interview waller tapping away while the man himself consorts with the Illuminati overlords on Mars. As I dashed off a fond, happy reply, under no circumstances would we, it felt as though all was right again. I never believed them, Sac. You still got it. You're still big. It's just existing inside a sealed, celebrity demigod bubble that got small. The reason for mentioning this and dwelling on it so long is that Tendulkar has also lingered in the background of the achievements of Virat Kohli in the past 6 months, a run of exhilarating batting form that reached a fresh high this week with another double century against Sri Lanka in Delhi. Against England in Pune earlier this year, Kohli reeled off a match-winning 100 so fine it made you feel drunk just watching it. Admittedly, Sri Lanka have been poor in India and the last test was more notable for the spectacle of players vomiting on the outfield as the Delhi air, which kills thousands each year, descended on the Firoz Shah Kotla like an icy, strangulating hand. But Kohli is in the middle of something extraordinary, performing at an all-format plateau beyond the reach of any other player in the current era. The test rankings have Kohli in second place, 45 points behind Steve Smith, another player on an astonishing run. If Kohli nudges ahead of Smith in January, he will, all things being equal, become the first to occupy the number one spot simultaneously in tests, ODIs and T20s. Small beans perhaps, but a fair reflection of Kohli's feats over the last 3 years. Never mind best in the world, such as his record, his dash, his style. It is probably time to have that other conversation, the one about greatness, a hierarchy of brilliance that transcends the age. Virat Kohli celebrates his double century against Sri Lanka. Photograph Altaf Kadriap. As with so many good things, this started in earnest with a miserable English summer. In 34 tests since India's 2014 tour, Kohli averages 66.92 with 1400s, 7 of them outside India. In the same period he averages 65.52 in ODIs with 1300s, while also rattling along at a ridiculous 61.50 in T20s. Kohli has 5 double hundreds in his past 16 tests. He averages 83 and 31 ODIs in the same period. Nobody has ever batted like this across 3 international formats. This is a cricketer drowning in honey. It is hard to process such brilliance at the best of times. In terms of modern-day Indian batting, you keep coming back to Tendulkar, who was for so long an object of such unconditional veneration there seemed no space left for any more genius, no air in the room, no superlative unspent. Comparisons are always skewed, but they are also illuminating. Tendulkar already looks like a presence from an entirely different age, a strangely mute, devotional version of Indian sporting supremacy, a cricketer who seemed to carry around with him his own square of light, a clear pure space. By comparison, Kohli is a strikingly secular figure, entirely unrestrained, striding out to bat like the handsome, young, new commander of the Space Fleet. Watching him is always a riot. Cricket played out at an astonishing pitch of fluency and aggression, an otherworldly talent expressed right to its outer limits. Against England in Pune at the start of the year, he reeled off a match-winning 100 so fine it made you feel drunk just watching it. Orthodox shots played with a bat that seemed to be exhilaratingly alive, to flex and twang with a kind of animate intelligence. At this stage, the only real argument around Kohli's greatness is the state of the game around him. For some, his astonishing returns are evidence of the low standard of Test cricket, double hundreds burped out almost without noticing against bitty, underpowered attacks. This is more than a little unfair. Tendulkar made his runs, at a higher career average, against some of the best spin and pace bowling the sport has seen, but there has always been filler around too. And talent will keep on coming. It is the responsibility of cricket not to gauge and rank and downplay brilliance, but simply to make itself worthy of it, to provide a fitting theatre for such extraordinary gifts. For Kohli, the chance is there to end any lasting debate about his status in the coming months. In 2018, India will play tests in South Africa, England and Australia. That English summer already looks like the final frontier. Kohli's humiliating failure on these shores the only blight on his record. Beware, homogenized right-arm fast-medium bowlers and flat late summer pitches. Kohli, the obsessive, the workaholic, all-gleaming will-top power will hurl himself into writing this and into completing his own 4-year cycle of unanswerable and undeniable greatness.